Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and today we're going to try to use a catch basin and some corrugated pipe to solve a drainage issue with my driveway. We have a huge elevation drop from the top of the property down this way towards the pond. All that water off the top of the hill has to cross this driveway at some point. We were getting a pond of stagnant water around that building up there, and I dug a trench and just filled it with larger rock. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually some drainage happening running off the building down this way. But then there's another section of property that needs drained from over here, and it washes out the other side of the driveway. Since we basically have a river running down both sides of the driveway, I figure if I have this new drain line cross all the way across the driveway, all that water that's running down is going to be funneled across, and it's going to stop washing out my driveway and make maintenance on it a lot easier. My original plan was to dig this entire trench with the front hoe bucket, but not long after I started, I actually hit the septic line for the shop in our bathroom and completely ruined that piece of PVC. So I spent the rest of the day repairing that, which required me to put the backhoe on the tractor. I made a separate video showing how I made that repair, so I'll link to that at the end of the video if you want to see it. Here is a shot of the damaged pipe, and here is a shot of the completed repair. I intentionally started this project on a Sunday so that no one would have the need to use this driveway until I was done. But because of our setback, here we are on a Monday morning, and I've got a crew working in the shop. And this really needs to be done by 3 p.m. when FedEx and UPS are here to pick up our packages for the day. Now that I'm in a little bit more of a hurry and I've already put the backhoe on the tractor, I decided to just finish the entire trench with it. I'm always trying to find more efficient ways to do a job like this and improve my skill set, but I'm actually digging this trench kind of backward. It makes more sense to start at the other end and dig towards the tractor. And that's because the way I'm doing it, every time I take a new scoop of dirt, it pushes dirt into the trench that's already finished. And that leaves you with a bumpy bottom on the trench, and you have to go back and clean it out. What I was doing in this case was using the back of the bucket to push dirt away from me, and then I would scoop it up again. The only reason I'm digging it from the opposite end is because I started the trench with the front hoe bucket, where it actually does make sense to dig forward as you go. I want to encourage all of you to go like the Rock Hill Farms Facebook page. I've decided to start posting shortened versions of some of our most popular videos there on Facebook. Despite Facebook's other problems, it does give us a place that we can more easily interact. So if you want to share pictures of your tractor or projects you've done, we can do that on the page. I just had a little bit of a panic because I thought today's President's Day. And I was like, oh no, the rock yard's not gonna be open because we have FedEx and UPS do big pickups here every day, a couple thousand pounds of product sitting up there, and they have to be able to get to it across this driveway. Thought, man, if I can't get any rock today, I'm not gonna be able to fill this in. I'm gonna have to manually bring all that down. But I just called, they are open. I'm gonna run over and get a load of rock, and I'll be right back and we'll start getting this filled in. Collection basin's gonna set right here, collect any water that comes off the hill in this direction, and then run it across the driveway. It'll also catch both of those streams that we have running across each side of the driveway and push it out towards my other drain lines. I'll be right back with the rock. One thing I forgot to show in the video is how I'm terminating the end of the drain line. I just dig a bigger hole at the end and fill it full of rock and let the water disperse out through that rock. Okay, the way this catch basin works, you got a grate on the top, water runs in here, and honestly, I didn't even really need a catch basin. I'm more concerned about down there at that end. So I could have terminated this at just at a pipe end, but instead I've got this catch basin. It has a hole on two sides with these key slots here on the side, and the same pattern on your connections. So we can put this in here that just closes off the side we're not using. Then on the other side, we'll click in an adapter that fits corrugated pipe or PVC. So put that in here and turn. Then we're just gonna set this into the hole. Then we're going to put this into the catch basin. It actually comes with it. And this catches all your leaves and debris, and the water sifts through and out your drainage. Before you tell me in the comments, I already know that this is not designed to be used with a perforated pipe. This is designed to collect water and move it. And if you're collecting it here and moving it a long distance, you don't want the perforations in the bottom to let that water out. But even though I'm using this with perforated pipe, I'm mainly trying to catch the groundwater. So that's why I'm doing it that way. I'm gonna set this big flat rock on the lid of it so it doesn't move while we fill the dirt in around the catch basin and while we stretch the pipe out from it. My experience with putting this pipe in a trench is it's got some curve to it and it wants to roll up out of your trench, and sometimes when you dump the rock in, the rock will come in beside the pipe and push under it and lift the pipe up. So we're trying to avoid that. I've got a bunch of medium-sized rocks I'm gonna set on the pipe to hold it in place. So the idea here, I've got 2-inch clean rock in the dump trailer. The idea is to fill this entire length of the trench with 2-inch clean rock, and then all the way up to ground level where the driveway is, then obviously put a little dirt on it on each end of the driveway. If any of you think that I'm a working fool, I'm actually just a regular fool, and I don't want to work any more than I have to. So I'm going to try not to shovel very much of this by hand, move all these dirt piles with the tractor and then see if I can get in here and dump the rock in the other parts of the trench. We'll need to kind of pack it like this.
Yeah, pack it all
as
around.
we go. Get some in there, and then just use your foot or whatever to pack that in tight, and then layer it, put another layer on until it's, you want it to go just below the top of this.
Okay.
And then stop. A lot of you might be worried at this point or getting ready to comment that my pipe's going to get crushed. And that's a real possibility and a reasonable comment. But I'm also not worried about it at all. I did a much shallower trench than this up the hill, and I didn't even put pipe in it. All I put in it was this same rock I'm using now, and 6 months later, it's draining beautifully. I've not had any problems at all, so this would work fairly well without the pipe. So if it gets partially crushed, it's still going to drain. The water just needs a void to run down. At some point while I was finishing that, my camera died, so I don't know how much of it you got, but I'm really happy with the way it came out. We have a catch basin right here, sunk a couple inches below ground level. Then we've got a buried pipe, we've got a rock layer of the large clean rock, and a catch basin at the end. I'll have to clean up this dirt pile at a later date after the ground is sunk and I see how much more of it I need, and then I'll add it to one of my other dirt piles. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'm putting more of our videos over here, and I'll see you next time.